Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to the one and only. Happy birthday to me. Did you see the effort I put into that for my own birthday? Thank you so much for all your birthday wishes that I've already received, even though I haven't really mentioned that it was my birthday until like this video. Like even a week or two ago, I was getting tweets from people saying, "Are you excited about your birthday coming up?" And I'm like, I am, but how do you know? The only thing I can think of is it was from last year, and either people have written down my birthday, which is a little bit creepy, or you just have an amazing memory, which is a little bit creepy. Either way, I can't even hardly remember my own birthday, let alone remembering a YouTuber's birthday. But thank you so much for all of your kind birthday wishes and everything like that, and thank you for all the comments that you're going to put in the video as well. I'll try and get round and reply to as many as I can, but it is my birthday, so I probably won't be on the computer an awful lot, but I will read them in the morning or whatever. So, I thought, what are we going to do on a special birthday video? I don't want to do a normal video. In fact, I think a normal video went out earlier today. I wanted a special video that you guys will find useful. So I thought, why not answer the most common question that I get asked, not only in the YouTube comment section, but in Facebook and on Twitter. And that question is, how do I record... by the way, I was looking down because I was counting on my fingers, like where I was getting things. I wasn't looking down at a dog or anything like that. How do I record Xbox games? How do I record my PlayStation? Or how do I record my TV? And I'm going to go through that today. I try and help out as many people as I can, but hopefully if I have a video, I'll be able to sort of help more people at once. So, first things first, how am I recording this? How am I doing this right now? Well, I'm using this program. Ooh, I moved the wrong way. This program right here, OBS for short, or the full name is Open Broadcaster Software. That's why I got my desktop. I can show you everything, hey, behind the scenes of YouTube, quite literally. This is how I do everything. I need to make sure I get the right way. So, OBS is free to download. You can actually download it on the internet with no charge. And I've got this program open at the moment on my screen over here. I've got 3 monitors, which is why in videos, I don't know if you ever noticed, sometimes I look this way when I'm talking. That's because I'm looking at the recording software, making sure that I'm not lagging, or making sure there's no glitches, making sure everything is all in sync and stuff. So when you see me look over here when I'm recording a video, it's because I'm looking at that. If I look over to this side, it's probably I'm looking at Skype, which is on my other monitor. And yeah, so let me drag over this thing. This is going to trip you out, okay? Because it's going to... Basically, OBS is capturing this window. You can set OBS to capture games or webcam like I am, or desktop, or a mismatch of all of them. You can do a game in the a game up in this corner, your desktop, your web. You can do all sorts with it. So let me drag this across. This is going to freak you out though. Are you ready? Whoa, dude. Whoa. Ooh, it's like a snake train or something like that. So, let me just put this here. As you can see down... Oh, let me get out of the way. As you can see down here, if I move my mic, ooh, this way, I've got all my settings. So at the moment, I've got mine, I named it to... Let me get into the... I get near the mic. I got mine set to desktop large face. That's just what I named it. And this has my webcam, tick, me, and my monitor capture, which is your computer monitor. Hello, the James MC is online. How's it going? You're famous. So that's what OBS is now. We can edit the scene, we can change volumes, we can resize certain bits. I've got what I use to record Minecraft the story mode. I have to have its own setting for that because that's quite a weird game. Like for OBS to pick up. I've got the podcast. I've got Minecraft PC, like the Adventure Map series, and unboxing, which is just like a different camera angle and stuff like that. Let me slide this back over here because that is a really freaky freaky look with a million faces. So with OBS you can record anything on your computer. or plugged into your computer, sort of. So like webcams, say your desktop, any game. Some games you can actually record the game application itself, like so the actual game will record, and by doing that, if for example if I went and clicked off the game but left it running in the background and went on Google, if you were recording it, it would still be recording the game. The way I do it most of the time is I record I got hiccups. I record my monitor like I am now, so then when I open up a game, it's still recording the monitor and the game is being played on that monitor. It's the easiest way to do it. Another benefit with OBS is that it records my voice and the game audio at the same time, and you'll find out why that's useful later on in the video when we come to console stuff and things like that. If I move this back over here, you can see, there. You can see whenever I speak, the microphone moves, and then if I had a game, I'd be able to see like how loud that is when it's playing there. So if I wanted my voice quieter, I could make my voice quieter. If I wanted the game quieter or louder, I could change the volume there on the fly. Very, very useful. It makes it very easy when it comes to editing it, because my audio, so my voice and the game's audio are perfectly in sync. You don't get this weird out of sync thing that you can sometimes get on other people's videos. So that's PC stuff out the way. For Xbox and PlayStation, it's a little bit trickier and not free. So you're going to need a capture device. Now, I currently use a Elgato HD Pro. It's not the newest one. They've got, I think, 1 or 2 newer ones now. My one's probably around 1.5 years, nearly 2 years old now. I originally used to use a Roxio game capture. In fact, we'll get onto that in a little bit. As you can see there, Roxio is still on my desktop. But to actually capture my Xbox footage when we record on Xbox, for example the theme park series or the mansion series or the spaceship series, things like that, you're going to need a capture card. And these usually have 3 plugs in them. You have a power, which will plug into usually USB on your computer. You'll have a HDMI in and a HDMI out. So you'll have a HDMI cable basically go from your TV, and it'll come out of your TV into the capture card, and then the capture card will have a HDMI that comes out and goes to your Xbox or PlayStation. So basically, instead of having your Xbox or PlayStation plugged straight into your TV, you put the capture card in the middle. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's a little, people always get confused about plugging them in. It's just as simple as putting it between the TV and the console, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. If you don't use a HDMI, like if you don't have HDMI's capture card, you'll have to use a normal AV one. To be honest, I think they're even rarer now. Like most stuff is HD. Xbox One, for example, I think is HD only. So once you plug it in, what you can do is you can click on this. On my Elgato, it's called Game Capture HD. Oh yeah, by the way, my one is one that I could take with me. If I went to see someone else, I could take my capture card with me and plug it into their computer and console and use it there. Elgato do have another one now, I saw on Twitter, mostly for PC things, and it's basically exactly the same thing, but instead of being on your desk or behind your TV, you know, or hiding it away somewhere, you actually plug it directly into your computer, like on the inside of your computer. So if you had a laptop, it would be no good, but like a normal desktop computer, you'll actually be able to put it inside. There'll be some benefits of it, and there'll be some negatives of it. Obviously, the negatives is that you can't very easily move it about to someone else's, but to be honest, you're not often going to do that anyway. As far as cost goes, it's my one that I have when I got it a year or so ago was about £130. So what's that, like $180? But now it will be, I'm assuming, quite a lot cheaper because it's been out a while and there are newer models. For example, there is the Elgato HD 60, which will allow you to record in 60 frames per second. My one can record in 60 frames per second, and I have done it in the past on certain videos, but nobody really notices, so I don't do it very often because it makes the file very, very large. So I don't really know what the HD 60 is all about when my normal one can do 60 frames per second. In fact, I was talking to IBX Toycat when it first came out, and I was saying, mine does 60 frames per second. And he was like, no, it doesn't. And I showed it to him, and he was like, oh, it does. Very weird. So, if we open that up, hello, Kieran. When we open that up, we get this. So this is basically what is a screen capture of my Xbox. So if I turn my controller on, we turn the controller on here. Now we do get a little bit of lag. There is a lag between me doing an input and the screen doing what I said. So for example, if I push that way, down, it then goes down. So it takes a little while for it to do. Obviously on my TV, it's straight away. But because it's got to go down the HDMI, into the capture device, into the PC, you get that little delay. Now this is what causes a little bit of a problem when it comes to editing. Oh yeah, and by the way, if I go down, like I just hit down then up, you'll see the sound. You see that? So that was basically the Minecraft sound going boom, boom. I don't think that it'll pick up. Will it pick up? No, it doesn't pick up on OBS though, so you can't hear that. But it's basically telling you that it can hear sound at that time. You can see that I record in 1080p at 30 frames per second. But if I click the little arrow here, you can change things. We can change it to allow 60 frames per second. If your console, for example Xbox One, can do 60 frames per second, you can record in it. If I click that and I hit OK. Have we done it yet? Allow for 60 frames per second. Well, Minecraft apparently is running in 30 frames per second. I don't really bother with it that much, but I have done it in the past. I think I always title my videos, or I put it in the description when I have it on 60 frames per second, so you guys can check it out. If I move out the way here, we can see the rest of the document here. So when I want to record, I can hit this button, bing, and now right now we are live. We are recording this, and it's recording it into a file somewhere on your computer. You will allocate where you want it to record or save, and then when you're done, you hit the stop. You can also stream live to Twitch, for example. I don't. I want to soon, though, or I will be soon, hopefully, recording to both YouTube and Twitch, maybe. And then we have commentary. Now, I don't use this. To be honest, I never have used it because I've never trusted it. My Xbox is turned off. I wonder if this is because of me recording OBS at the same time. I did wonder if that would do that. Anyway, we'll close that down. I did wonder if recording like this, having that, my OBS open and that at the same time, I thought it might create something weird happening, and it did. I've never used that commentary button, mainly because I don't trust it. I'd like to have control of my own devices. I'm going to see if that opens back up again, see if that works again. I like to be able to control when I start recording my audio and when I stop recording my audio. So, while that's loading up there, we have a program called Audacity, which is this one. This, again, is a free program, no cost. As you can see, I do most things. You can do most things on the cheap or on the free. And basically, Audacity is an audio recording program. So if I hit record here, I can chat away, and as you can see, it's recording every word that I say, similar to OBS does. But this just records your voice. So I can stop this. I can chat away, and as you can see, it's recording every word that I say. So that's got to be really weird, hearing my voice but not seeing my mouth move. So that's what we just recorded there. Once you've recorded your audio, you can then export it out to wherever you wanted to export it to, and then we get into the editing, I suppose. Well, hold on, did this load up in the end? No, it looks like Looks like Elgato's crashed. So, how would I, if we don't do the live commentary button, how exactly do I do my Xbox videos? Well, you remember that little red button that we had on the Elgato software? What I do is I hit record, and then I come onto Audacity, and I hit record. Okay? Because there's obviously, I told you about the delay that the console has and the screen capture of that, of the game capture device has. There's a 2 or 3, well, usually about a 1.5 to 2 second delay. That will vary depending on the power of your computer. If you've got a very powerful PC, you might not even get that much of a delay. You might only get half a second. If you have a laptop or a sort of low spec computer, you'll probably find that it can be anything up to a 4-second delay. It doesn't matter what the delay is. It's just good to know roughly what the delay is when it comes to the editing. For example, mine, if I'm doing nothing on my computer, it's around 1.5 seconds. If I've got some other programs running at the same time, it'll be about 2 seconds of a delay. I try and get me pressing the record on the game capture on the Elgato software and me pressing record on the Audacity file here. I hit my mic. Whew, that scared me. I tried to hit them both as soon as possible because then I know if I hit them as close to at the same time as I can, I know there's only 1.5 seconds between. Let's open up our editing software now. I use the old software that I got free when I first purchased my first game capture. I got the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro. That must have been what it was called there. So I got that, and with this program comes, I'm going to just export this for tutorial purposes. There's all my files. Or where I save everything, all organized. That is something you have to be organized, because you will have no idea where things are otherwise, especially when you do 2 videos a day like I do. That's an awful lot of videos. So we'll record that as test there. Beautiful. So if I still had, well, I still do in a drawer somewhere, but if I wanted to actually capture from my Xbox and I had my old Roxio plugged in, I would hit capture. But we have edit and share. Now, you cannot get this software online anywhere. I don't think you can even buy the software. You might be able to just buy the software, but I've never been able to find it. I got it on a disc when I got my capture card, and as far as I know, you cannot get it anywhere else. Like nowhere. You can't download it. It's not free anywhere or anything like that. So as far as other options for you guys go, because obviously you're not going to be able to use the same software as I do, there's the sort of free option of Windows Movie Maker. A lot of computers actually come with Windows Movie Maker already installed and ready to go on your computer. You'll probably find it in Start, Programs, Accessories if you're on an older computer, or if you just do like search for Movie Maker, you'll probably find it'll pop up there. If it's not already installed on your computer, Windows Movie Maker is a free program that you can download off the internet as well, and it'll allow you to edit videos in a pretty basic way. You can do some clever stuff with it, but it's a basic editing software very similar to this. This is a super simple editing software because my videos don't really require that much editing. I mean, we do some jump cuts here and there. I do the swipe transition when I do Minecraft stuff, but as far as special effects like explosions and car crashes and all that kind of thing, I don't do that kind of stuff. You know, for filmmakers and sketch makers and stuff, you might need that kind of thing. If you are interested in that kind of production of special effects to do while editing, then I would probably recommend using a program called Sony Vegas. That program is not free, and that program is not cheap. But if you are interested in it, it's the, I'm going to say, the best editing software. Everybody has their own opinion, but I'm going to say it's the best editing software for professional level editing. Like, you can do pretty much close to film quality editing on that program alone. But anyway, back to my software. How do we how do we put the video of my Minecraft and then sync it with my audio that I recorded on a separate folder? Well, if I go in here, we've got this. The latest one was the one that I recorded here with me doing the whole down up thing. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. And what we can do is we can now insert a background noise, background audio, and we can put test in. Now we get a few options here. We can either put it as a music track if you want to put music to it. You can put it as a sound effect if it was a sound effect track. Or you can do it as an internal music track of the selected panel. This is the one that I use because by putting it basically like a sandwich, I'm putting the audio file inside, or like sort of merging it with the video file. This means that later on I can cut, like let's say there was a bit of off-camera work that I needed to do on a house building, like I wanted to cut out me doing the roof because it's a very long thing to do. Well, I can put my audio as an internal track. Then when I get to that point, I can what's called splitting the video, so I can basically like cut it with some scissors, and that's the start of the off-camera stuff. And then when I come back and start talking again, I cut it just before I start talking. I delete the middle part, and suddenly all the off-camera work is gone. By putting it as an inserted, as an internal track, that means that when I chop the video, it'll also take the dead audio away because I didn't say anything in that time. So now, hit record. Okay? Because I have audio with my video. Now, obviously, I recorded this video and the audio at 2 different times. So how would I sync up something like an episode, like a normal theme park episode, for example? Well, that's quite simple. We hit this is proper behind the scenes stuff. We're gonna have to speed up because we're at the end of the episode pretty much. This is proper behind the scenes stuff. It's a little bit embarrassing knowing how YouTubers do things behind the camera, but I can pretty much guarantee to you that this is how 99.9% of YouTube videos are made. So let's take the home Minecraft screen, for example. What I would do is I would hit record on the Elgato software and then hit record on my Audacity file as close to each other as possible, and it's recording both. Then what I would do is I'd get my controller and I would do this. I would move my analog stick down then up at the same time as I say down up. In fact, I think maybe twice in the history of me doing videos, there's even like I think 1,500 videos of mine here on YouTube. I think in maybe 2 or 3 of them, I forgot to cut out me doing that. Some of you might remember a time that I might have done that. So I'll go down, up, down, up. I usually do it twice, because that way, if something's not quite right the first time, I don't need to worry about it. So I said down, up at the same time as I moved my analog stick down, up, down, up. Now, on my game capture device, obviously this is what we just recorded, so that won't change at all. But on the Xbox, obviously the menu screen would drop down from play game to leaderboards. So it'd be leaderboard, play game, leaderboard, play game. It sounds really confusing, but I hope you're with me. There's no way that I can really demonstrate this because I'm already recording. This is sort of the weird part of video inception, if you like, video within a video. Because I went down, up at the same time as I said it, when it comes to me editing it, in fact, let's do it. Let's take away this audio track. We'll close that. Now, what happens here? So when we hit play, so I basically done down, up very, very quickly then when I was playing about with it. So let's go to this, make a new file, close the old one. Now I'm going to say down, up really fast and I'm going to pretend that I said that as I went down, up really fast on there. But I'm going to, no, that's right. So down, up, something like that, okay? That was about the rhythm of what the video did. So if we hit export test 2 and export that out. Now, if we go back to the beginning, we drop this second test in. Yeah, as a internal track. Now, if I hit play, down, up, down, up, down, up, something like that. See? So I said down, up, but my voice was too fast. My voice said down, up before the game went down, up. If this was a real episode, that would mean that I would be saying the stuff that I was doing before you saw me do it. For example, I'd say, a creeper. And then you would see the creeper. Obviously, that's not very good. So what we need to do is we need to actually make this video start quicker. So to do that, we go to what is called a trim tool. Obviously, on different softwares, it would be called slightly different things. And then what we can do in here is we can start the video slightly earlier. Now, normally for me, it's between sort of 1 second, or 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit longer. In fact, we can see a preview on the screen there. You can see it just changing here and there. I'm going to go to 2 seconds and 12 frames. It's 24 frames a second this software runs in. So if we hit play now, let me try and get out. Ooh, I want to try get you guys to see, what way do I need to go? This way. There you go. You can now see down here. If I hit play, down, up, down, up. There we go. Down, up, down, up. That was pretty in sync, right? Down, up, down, up. Pretty in sync. Now, obviously, I didn't record that at the same time as I actually recorded my audio, but that's sort of believable. That now looks like I recorded them both at the same time. Down, up, down, up. Yeah, it's in sync. So now, anything beyond that point, I could say, a creeper, as the creeper appeared in front of me. That way you don't get weird behind audio or in front audio. Now, saying that, occasionally I might get it slightly wrong. I might be a 2 milliseconds, 2 or 3 milliseconds off, and it doesn't cause that much of a problem, but I've seen the occasional comment on the occasion, 1 in every 100 videos, let's say, I'll see a comment saying, I'm pretty sure that things were happening before you said they were happening. Or I'm pretty sure that you said things were happening before they actually happened. All that is that I would have been 2 or 3 milliseconds, 2 or 3 frames a second off from syncing it up perfectly, which causes that. That finally loops us back round nicely to OBS. OBS, the software that I'm using to record my face right now that you're seeing, because it records the video at the same time as it records my audio, I don't need to worry about syncing it up. I don't need to worry about trying to get my lips to move at the same time as my voice comes out, because that's really hard. Syncing actual lips up to what you can hear is very, very difficult. So it's definitely the easier way to go to start off with. Saying that, that commentary button, that was a blue button, wasn't it? Yeah, back on the game capture device for the Xbox. If you use that and that works well for you, then great. You'll probably find that does keep it in sync a lot of the time. I don't trust it. I've had some bad experiences with it in the past. It might have been my own error at the beginning, but I very quickly believed that Audacity was better, which is why I haven't stopped using it. Once you've edited your software, you'll then export it as whatever file you want, MP4, AVI, whatever. MP4 and AVI is what is most accepted on YouTube. Like, that's the best video format to upload a video in, instead of what have you got? You've got MPEG-4 and stuff like that. I think YouTube will accept it, but it just doesn't process quite as quickly. Things like that. For my thumbnails, I use Photoshop. You can use other programs. There's basically a free version of Photoshop is a program called GIMP. GIMP 2.0. It's basically like Photoshop, but just a free version. A lot of schools, in fact, my school used to use GIMP instead of Photoshop because it was free, and Photoshop is quite expensive. But yeah, that's about it. We are now like half an hour long for a birthday video. Oh man, I need to go and enjoy my birthday, huh? Hopefully I've answered some questions. Hopefully I might have brought to light some things that maybe some of you didn't understand or wanted to know but didn't want to ask. And maybe some of you now can make better videos because you know sort of a little bit more on how it works if you make videos already. I don't know. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, you can feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for your birthday wishes. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I helped someone out. We shall see you in the next video.